to an episode of The Elite Count. I'm War Machine MJ, the 3 count Mafia champion until WrestleMania Backlash is over with. I am also the WW3 first place champion. And of course, I am the Elite Count champion. And I am here today to talk about AEW Dynamite from April 6th. So let's go ahead and kick off the show. Of course, this show was main evented by the winner-take-all tag team match between Young Bucks and FTR, also known as Young Bucks FTR Part 2. So let's go ahead and start the show off with Christian Cage taking on Adam Cole, baby. Which this was a pretty hard-hitting match. Both these guys, giving it an absolute hell. Of course, there was one point where Adam Cole hit the boom and pinned Christian Cage, but Christian kicked out at 2 because Adam Cole did not lower the knee pad. Of course, the fans were eating this up right from the jump. But Adam Cole got the victory by poking Christian in the eyes, lowering the boom, and, he stole the victory. Of course, the shenanigans kicked off very, very quickly as Redragon came down, beat the stuffing out of Christian Cage, and then Jurassic Express and Redragon brawled out of the arena, out of the stage. Then Hangman Page comes out to confront Adam Cole, where Adam Cole says, "Stop right there. I'm not going to fight you unless that is on the line." And of course, and Adam Page retorts with, "I guess you figured out you can't steal this title and you have to win it properly. So since we got a live Dynamite live Rampage next week in Texas, we're gonna have a Texas death match for the AEW Championship, and this will be your punishment. I hope you have your affairs in order." Which, can't wait for that. Next, we have the first match of the Owen Hart Foundation's men's tournament, the qualifier match, as Platinum Max Caster of the Acclaim took on the debuting Samoa Joe. I feel so giddy. Max Caster came out in his traditional fashion with the raps. He cut a rap on Samoa Joe about, let's see. He cut a rap about him being injury prone, which Joe kind of, he's got a point. Cut a rap about Joe being in the X division, and turned it into some phallic humor. And then cut a rap saying, "When we beat you guys in the ratings, you were champion," referencing NXT, which that timetable doesn't match up, but whatever. Samoa Joe just kind of brushed it off, and he then proceeded to murder this man in the ring. Of course, Samoa Joe, there was no way he wasn't going to win. He puts Max Caster away with the Muscle Buster. Afterwards, he was interrupted by Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt, basically picking up on what happened after Supercard of Honor last week, where Samoa Joe confronted Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt after they jumped new Ring of Honor, undisputed Ring of Honor champion Jonathan Gresham, and of course Samoa Joe choked out Sanjay Dutt. Basically, Lethal called Samoa Joe out for not being more attentive to him, even though these two have a shared teacher mentor relationship. and Jay Lethal promised that he was going to roll out the red carpet for Samoa Joe next week on Dynamite, which, fuck it. I'll go ahead and say it. Oh man, I can't wait for Samoa Joe's match against Minoru fucking Suzuki on this week's Dynamite. Can't wait. Anyway, next we had Captain Sean Dean of AEW Dark and Elevation taking on the chairman, Sean Dean. Of course, MJF sat out on commentary for the match. And this match was going in Sean Spears' favor until the reappearance of Wardlow. As he decimated every AEW security guard that stood between him and the ring, just like last week. And as he marched his way down to the ring, Sean Spears got rolled up by Sean Dean for the victory. And after all that happened, Wardlow just kind of, all right, I'll go. And as MJF, ran to the ring to console Sean Spears on the loss, Sean just kind of pushed him off and walked away. So, gotta love it. Then as they went to commercial, Sammy Guevara and Tay Conti did their, cue card bit. It was cute, but whatever. Next, there was there was a early in the day promo where Santana, Ortiz, and Kingston chased off the Jericho Appreciation Society, where Eddie Kingston grabbed a flat screen and just yeeted it at Jericho. Of course, Jericho's out the door by the time the TV made it over there. And basically this whole and then there was a promo from Kingston, Ortiz, and Santana, where the meat and potatoes is basically Eddie Kingston talking about the definition of on-site and saying he's going to jump all the members of the Jericho Appreciation Society on-site, including Daniel Garcia, where he knows where Garcia lives. Santana said, the Jericho Bitch Society strikes again. Damn, Scrubs, this is what we do. Which I can't make heads or tails of that, but whatever. Ortiz basically threw down the gauntlet for a 6-man fight in New Orleans on site. And then Kingston finishes off with a nice shout saying, we're going to beat you like JYD and Butch Reed style. Which means it's going to be very, very, very ugly. Next we had a promo from Jade Cargill talking about well, at first she introduces her baddie section, which is a baddie is a beautiful woman with confidence in herself. Yeah, okay. Then she runs down the crowd for being ugly because they were in Boston. And then they talked about Marina Shafir, who is, of course, challenger number 30 to, Jade Cargill is looking to make her number 30 in her undefeated streak. And then Jade remarks with, she calls herself the problem. Well, I'm the problem solver. Next was a backstage segment with MJF and Sean Spears, where basically MJF throws down the gauntlet to Sean Spears for next week. Next was a tag team tables elimination match between the Hardy Boys, or the Hardys, or what do they call them in commentary? Oh yeah, the Hardy Brothers. Just sounds so weird. Anybody else, it's just cool, whatever. You call them the Hardy Brothers, it just strikes the tongue weird. Anyway, the Hardy Brothers taking on the Butcher and the Blade. And they were very clear on what counts as a table elimination. They have to be put through a table with a offensive move, with an offensive move. So no sidestepping a spear and through a table, or no splashing onto a table with nobody on it. Yeah, that sort of thing. You know, that sort of thing that would have counted as a you know as a DQ in WWE. Anyway, Jeff Hardy got eliminated during commercial. He was eliminated in the match, but he was still allowed to interfere. Um, then the Butcher was eliminated, and both Jeff and the Butcher were helping their respective partners out. But the finish came when Jeff Hardy jumped off a ladder, hit the Swanton Bomb with the blade on a table to get the victory. Then the rest of the Andrade family office came out, and before they can lay into the Hardy brothers, Sting came out there. Just Sting. Nobody else. Sting took out Private Party, and as Sting, pointed his baseball bat at Andrade, of course, Andrade used the bunny as a shield and made his way up the ramp. Next was a backstage segment from Jurassic Express. Of course, before they said anything, Christian, who was still pissed about losing, just kind of threw down his ice pack and walked off. Hooray, who cares about Christian? Jurassic Express basically threw down the challenge to Redragon for next week, for the AEW Tag Team titles. Next was another Owen Hart Foundation Women's Tournament qualifier match as Hikaru Shida took on Julia Hart of the Varsity Blondes. Julia Hart ambushed Hikaru Shida before the match even began. Because Julia Hart is playing to that darker side ever since she got misted in the eyes by Malachi Black. Garrison and Pillman asked her, what she's doing, and then she told them to leave and asked the referee to kick them out. Which this match then turned into a one hell of a match. Julia Hart's getting pretty good in that ring. But Hikaru Shida got the victory with a Falcon Arrow, and before she even got a chance to revel in her victory, Serena Deeb tried to make her way to the ring. Ambush Shida. Of course, Shida had her kendo stick, so it turned into a standoff. And Serena Deeb got thought that discretion was the better part of valor and just kind of vamoosed. Next, Swerve Strickland was getting interviewed talking about being at the Grammys because he is a music producer and he's got connections in the music industry. And when he went into the locker room, he was quickly followed and ambushed by Hobbs and Stark of Team Taz, and it turned into a brawl between the aforementioned Starks and Hobbs and Strickland and Keith Lee, where Powerhouse Hobbs rammed Keith Lee through a wall. Which, hell yeah. And then finally we get to our main event for the Ring of Honor and AAA Tag Team Championships, FTR Young Bucks 2. And of course, before the match got underway, they got Bobby Cruz the Ring of Honor announcer to do the championship introductions, which, low-key, I actually kind of like his voice. Makes me wish I kind of watched. Makes me wish I watched old school Ring of Honor back in the day. You know, back during the Kevin Steen and El Generico days, and even back further. Anyway, but universally, and I accept this too. This match was far better than the first meeting between FTR and Young Bucks. And it's like two different matches. It's not like, oh, you know, the sequel's always better. It's just both, you know, their first meeting and their second meeting felt like two different matches. Where the first match felt like a celebration of tag team wrestling. Like four people who appreciate tag team wrestling going at it, because, you know, there was that shootout where all, you know, where both teams started, you know, busting out famous tag team finishers like the Heart Attack, like Doomsday Device, or you know, etc., etc. This time it just felt like FTR Young Bucks busting everything out of their arsenals, including a little bit of move theft, because towards the end of the match, Young Bucks hit a big rig, which is FTR's finish, and at the finish, FTR hit the BTE trigger before they put away the Bucks with the big rig. Which little note I picked up on while watching this match: the Young Bucks actually pulled out more bang for your buck, which they don't pull that move out often, which is really impressive. And also a little personal note: like, I watched this match, I was awake for this match, I could not remember the finish. I couldn't remember who went over, so I watched one of the recap channels I watch on YouTube. Wait for them to tell me, you know, who won, and I completely missed that one too. I had to go with these notes to figure out who won. So yeah, that's that's it for Dynamite from April the 6th. Oh, these notes come courtesy of allelitewrestling.com. Yeah, allelitewrestling.com is where these notes come from. Anyway, that being said, I'm War Machine MJ, and I will see you guys next time. Ba bang.